They say some things are better left unsaid, but nobody warns you what happens when you're too late to unsay them. My name is Emily. I'm 31. I teach high school literature, drink too much iced coffee, and until 3 months ago, I thought I had a solid marriage. Not perfect, but solid. Ethan and I had been together 8 years, married for 5. We were the couple people described as low drama, reliable, predictable, maybe even a little boring. Then I made a joke in front of my friends, and he heard it. It was game night, wine, pizza, people we'd known for years. The conversation turned, as it sometimes does after enough drinks, to exes. Someone brought up performance, bedroom stuff. I don't remember the exact setup, only that it ended with me laughing and saying, I joked that he wasn't exactly the reason I'd never faked it. The table exploded in laughter. I felt clever, witty, just enough edge to keep the spotlight without seeming cruel. I didn't know Ethan had come back inside to grab more chips. I didn't know he was standing in the hallway, just out of sight. I didn't know he heard me. Until I turned and saw him, frozen, holding the bag like it weighed 100 pounds, expression unreadable. The laughter died fast. He didn't say a word, just walked past everyone, went upstairs, and shut the bedroom door. I tried to play it off. He'll be fine, I said. I told them he knew I was joking. But something in me knew I'd crossed a line, not a thin one, a thick neon one drawn in trust and vulnerability. And I'd stepped over it with an audience. That night, he didn't sleep in our bed. He didn't yell or accuse or demand an explanation. He just took his pillow and disappeared into the guest room. And he hasn't touched me since. He didn't move out. Not physically, but it felt like I woke up married to a ghost. Ethan stopped initiating anything. No touches, no morning kisses, no hand brushing mine while passing the coffee. Conversations shrank to logistics. He asked if I had paid the water bill. He mentioned that my mom had called. He told me dinner was in the fridge. He wasn't punishing me. That would have implied heat. This was colder, a sort of vacuum where affection used to live. The worst part was how normal everything looked from the outside. He still showed up to family dinners, still mowed the lawn, still kissed my forehead when people were watching. But at home, when the doors closed, he may as well have lived in a parallel timeline. I tried breaking the silence. I apologized. I joked. I reached for him in bed one night, and he shifted away like my hand burned. Not cruelly, just reflexively. I whispered that I hadn't meant it. You know that, right? He didn't answer. It wasn't just what I said, it was who I said it to. That joke wasn't meant for him, and that made it worse. I hadn't humiliated him in anger. I'd humiliated him for sport, for social currency, for a cheap laugh I couldn't take back. I started spiraling, Googling things like how long does it take to forgive betrayal and can emotional damage undo love? But nothing explained how to fix it when the damage didn't come from cheating or lying, just from being careless with someone's dignity. I caught myself watching him when he wasn't looking, the way he sipped coffee slowly now, the way his shoulders didn't tense when I entered the room, because they didn't react at all. Ethan wasn't angry, he was somewhere past it, and I had no map to get back. I found out by accident, or maybe that's the universe's version of justice, unintentional revelations. Ava, my best friend since college, was quiet that week. I assumed it was awkwardness from the joke. She was there, she laughed. Maybe she felt guilty for it. But when I borrowed her iPad during brunch, mine was dead and I needed to check a recipe. Her messages were open. She'd been texting Ethan. Not just once, a thread. Some of it was harmless. She said I was spiraling. She said I missed him. Then further down, a screenshot. From a video call the night of game night. It was paused at the moment I made the joke. Captions auto-generated at the bottom. My face, mid-laugh. I saved it in case she tries to lie she'd written. My stomach flipped. There's a difference between being a bad friend and being strategic. Ava hadn't just watched me ruin my marriage. She documented it, and then handed the footage to the man I loved. I confronted her that night. I asked if she had recorded me. It was screen recorded automatically. I didn't plan to share it, but you were downplaying it, and he deserved the truth. I told him the truth. You told him the softened version. I left before I said something I couldn't take back. But the damage was done. Ethan had the tape, the visual, the audio, the proof. And I had a best friend who saw my worst moment as an opportunity to play moral courier. That night, Ethan didn't come home. The first night alone, I sat on our bed like it might explain itself to me. His pillow smelled faintly of cedar shampoo and absence. I told myself it was temporary, a few nights, a sulk, but deep down I knew he hadn't packed like a man bluffing. By the third day, I couldn't stop pacing the house. Every object looked like evidence. His running shoes, his half-read book, the jacket still slung over the chair. And then I saw it. A white envelope tucked into the back of his dresser drawer, edges worn like it had been handled too much. I should have left it sealed, but guilt makes you greedy. Inside was a printed reservation, Black Pines Cabin, 2 nights, check-in date, the weekend after the night of my joke. A note scribbled in his handwriting across the top. No phones, firewood, learn her again. My chest cracked. He hadn't been planning to drift from me. He'd been planning to fix us, to surprise me with a weekend where we could breathe, touch, remember. Behind the reservation was something worse, a folded referral slip from his doctor. Urology. The date stamped at the top was days before my joke. He hadn't been ignoring my needs, he'd been trying to face his own. I sat on the floor with the papers trembling in my hands. For weeks, I told myself I was being punished, but the truth was crueler. He'd been working toward us while I was tearing him down for sport. When I finally put the envelope back, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. And for the first time, I wondered if the quiet wasn't just his anger. Maybe it was grief. Ava's text landed like a trapdoor. We need to talk. I am so sorry. Then a link. I tapped it. 10 seconds. A screen recording of our call. My laugh too bright. My line too sharp. The little red dot glinting in the corner like malice pretending to be tech. At the bottom, forwarded right pointing arrow Ethan with a timestamp 20 minutes after he walked out. My hands went cold. Leah. I called her before I could think. I asked if she had recorded me. A beat. She claimed it was an automatic screen record. Automatic doesn't forward to my husband. She exhaled, annoyed at my accuracy. She argued he deserved the truth and that I made him a punchline. I accused her of turning my worst 10 seconds into spectacle, not accountability. She quietly said it was my own doing. I hung up and watched the clip again, a self-inflicted bruise. I tried to hear context that wasn't there, tried to hear love in a sentence built to get laughs. There was only me, auditioning. There was only him, leaving. I typed to Ethan, I found something, the cabin, the doctor, and a video I didn't know existed. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. 3 dots. Then nothing. Then his reply, I don't need a replay. I was there. I stared at the words until they doubled. My thumbs hovered. Can we talk? I wrote, and deleted. Please meet me. I wrote, and deleted that too. I tried again. I want to repair, not perform. This time, he answered. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. public place. No audience. I set the phone down like it might detonate, the 10-second clip still open in my mind, the cabin reservation burning a hole in the drawer, and the referral card dated before all of it like a quiet accusation. I didn't sleep. At 8:57 the next morning, I was already there, palms sweating against the ceramic cup, watching the door. And then it opened. I got there at 8:57 and ordered the kind of coffee you hold with both hands when you need something steady. At 9:01, Ethan walked in, scanned the room, and sat across from me like we were ex-coworkers choosing a mediator. I saw the cabin, I said, and the referral. Before my joke, you were already trying. He nodded once. That's why it landed where it did. I'm not here to perform, I said. I won't talk about them. I'm talking to you. For the first time in weeks, his shoulders lowered a fraction. Good. Silence settled, not hostile, available. I told him the truth I'd been avoiding. That applause feels like oxygen when you don't know how to ask your husband for air. That I confused being clever with being brave. That I'm learning the difference. I don't hate you, he said, but I don't feel safe with you, not yet. What does safe look like? I asked. Boundaries, he said. No intimacy while we rebuild trust, weekly check-ins, public places, therapy for both of us, and 3 months living apart. Then we review what changed, not what was promised. The words hurt because they were reasonable. Is this punishment? It's maintenance, he said. Punishment is about you learning a lesson. This is about me not breaking. I swallowed. Okay. He slid an envelope across the table. The cabin reservation. They kept our deposit as a credit. Open date, if we earn it. I won't chase a weekend, I said. I'll build a weekday. A small smile flickered, gone as soon as it came, but real. We talked logistics. Who keeps which bills? How to handle the house. He didn't linger. When we stood, he hesitated, then offered a hand. I didn't grab it like a lifeline. I shook it like an agreement. Outside, the morning felt new and undecorated. He walked one way, I walked the other, both of us choosing the unglamorous work of not making a scene. Here's what I know now. Damage control is about optics. Repair is about habits when nobody's watching. If you wouldn't say it to his face, it isn't honesty. It's performance. Withholding touch isn't always cruelty. Sometimes it's dignity refusing to be bartered for an apology. I can't unsay the joke. I can make sure the next true thing I say is said to him first, without witnesses and without a script. Back home, I put my phone face down, opened a blank page, and wrote 3 sentences I will keep. Ask him directly, don't audition, build small, daily proof. I don't know if we'll spend that cabin credit together, maybe we'll trade it for separate summers. Maybe we'll earn a weekend where the only red light is from a fire we both tend. Either way, the next time laughter asks for his dignity as the price of admission, I'll pay with my silence, and then go find my husband and speak.